All right, day 3 about to start. Did a little prep and just sort of made my empty file that reads the input. So I'm ready to get cracking right away. Okay. Interesting, it's loading slowly. All right, submarine is making some odd creaking noises. He asked it to produce a diagnostic report. In case, the diagnostic report consists of a list of binary numbers. Binary numbers, oh my gosh. When decoded, can tell you many useful things about the conditions of the submarine. The first parameter to check is the power consumption. Use the binary numbers in the diagnostic report to generate 2 new binary numbers called the gamma rate and the epsilon rate. I'm already like, I don't know what any of this shit means, but I'll do my best. The power consumption can then be found by multiplying the gamma rate by the epsilon rate. Okay. Each bit in the gamma rate can be determined by finding the most common bit in the corresponding position of all numbers in the okay, what? All right, so this is our sample input. So I'll just pop this in here real quick. So there are 5 0 bits and 7 1 bits. Considering only the first bit of each number, so I guess there are 12 lines here, so we just look at the first number in each row. Right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that start with 0, 7 start with 1, okay. Considering only the first bit of each number, there are 5 0 bits and 7 1 bits. Since the most common bit is 1, the first bit of the gamma rate is 1. Most common second bit of the numbers in this diagnostic report is 0. Okay, so let's start with that. So we can do right, so once we have basically each line, we can then do each line can break it up into the into these things, and then each of those, I guess we can turn into a number, sure. And then we basically just want to go vertically through it. So I'm not quite sure how to rotate this, but we can kind of just go I mean, we know that each of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long, so let's just take a quick look at the puzzle input. Probably it's also going to be 5 long. No, it's more. Okay. Input dot. Okay. All right. So for us, this is 5, and so basically we'll just go 4 I equals 0 I less than width I plus plus. And we'll say, I think it was gamma rate equals something like this. Gamma rate bits is something like this, and we'll just do let most common equals most common in row, and we'll just pass in input and I guess, and then let's write a quick function. And I guess it takes in, I'll just say input and, I guess this is actually a column. So I'll say most common in column. Returns, I guess 0 or 1, or I don't know, I'll just say number, it's easier. Return 4. So this is actually in column. And I guess this is, okay, sure. So here we'll say input dot, let values equals input dot map. And I guess this is an array, or I guess number, an array of numbers, yeah. Row return okay, what am I trying to do here? So so basically just return, oh, okay. All right, so we'll get the values, which is an array of numbers, and then now we just want to find the most common. So we'll do counts, and we'll do and then we'll do counts. No, if counts num is undefined, counts num equals 1, else counts num plus equal 1, and then let's take a quick look at this. All right, so we're counting, there's 5 zeros, 7 ones, etc. So then what? I guess then we just want to say, I mean, in this case, we know it's all binary, so we'll just say if counts 0 greater than counts 1, return 0. Oop. Else return 1. Hopefully they're never equal, I guess. Let's see. All right, so then we've got these, so we'll say, I guess, gamma rate bits push most common, and then we'll do console log gamma, whoop. Okay. All right, so our gamma rate bits are 10110. So is that right? Let's come back to this is all for the example. 10110, JavaScript, binary to decimal. I don't know how to do that. Sure. Okay, so then we just need to do is that gonna work? Yeah. So then we'll do parse int, and does that turn to 22? Well, no, it won't. We'll have to tell it to use 2. There we go. All right, we've got our 22. What next? Now we got to calculate the epsilon rate. All right. Well, okay, let's assign this to a variable. So we'll say let gamma rate is this. So we'll say gamma rate. Let me get rid of the other one. I don't really need that anymore. Keep it going. Now we gotta calculate the epsilon rate. Rather than use the most common bit, the least common bit. Oh, jeez. All right, so let's see. I mean, I think I'm just gonna copy and paste. And tweak. Right, so let's see. Epsilon. And we'll call this least, which does not exist. Wait, did I paste too many times? Hold on. Most common. Oh, wait, this one should still be most common. What's wrong with this? Cannot read it clear. Okay. And then this one. Ah, shoot. Okay, well. I guess this is now going to become the least common one. And then, yeah. Here's our most common, gamma rate, etc. Console log epsilon. Epsilon rate. Oh, gosh. So much happening on screen. Okay. And then ultimately we just want to multiply them together and say part 1 epsilon rate times gamma rate. So all that's really left to do is, and if we kind of look at, let's see what we've got down here. So 44 is not correct because we need to update one of these functions. Got to make sure we get the right one. Maybe it doesn't actually matter that much. Right, so least common. I mean, I guess I'll just swap that. All right, so here we get 198, which is the correct answer. So let's just plop in this input to hopefully get the right answer. Yeah, okay, great. Part 2. Next, we should verify the life support rating, which can be determined by, well, actually, hold on a sec. Let's just clean this up super quick. Right, so we've got a few like handy helper functions here. Just gonna go ahead and kind of move some stuff around. And we'll just say return this, I guess. Move that. And hopefully that, okay, that still looks good. All right, great. So let's write part 2. Which can be determined by multiplying the oxygen generator rating by the CO2 scrubber rating. All right. So I guess that's what we're actually returning. Sure. Great. Both oxygen generators. The tricky part. Both values are located using a similar process that involves filtering out values until only one remains. Before searching for either rating value, start with the full list of binary numbers from your diagnostic report and consider just the first bit of those numbers. Then, keep only numbers selected by the bit criteria for the type of rating value for which you are searching. Discard numbers which do not match the bit criteria. If you have only one number left, stop. This is the rating value for which you are searching. Otherwise, repeat the process considering the next bit to the right. The bit criteria depends on which type of rating value you want to find. Find oxygen generator rating. Determine the most common value in the current bit position. And keep only numbers with that bit in that position. To find CO2 scrubber rating, determine the least common value. Okay, so we're still doing the most common and least common thing. Okay, so this is the definition, and here we go with an example. So start with all 12 numbers, consider only the first bit of each number. There are more 1 bits than 0 bits, so keep only the 7 numbers with a 1 in the first position. All right, so okay, so right, so oxygen is the most common. So the steps are identify which is more prominent, 0 or 1. Discard the less prominent rows. Okay. Then consider second bits of the set of remaining numbers. There are more. Okay. So keep only the 4 numbers with a 0. Oh, I see. Okay. Move on to the second column. Identify which is more prominent, 0 or 1. Discard the less prominent rows. All right. The third position, okay. Fifth position, there are an equal number of 0 bits and 1 bits, so we keep the 1. Okay. So 10111 is one of the things, right? Yeah, it's this one. And then ultimately we convert that to decimal. So this seems like a similar process. Okay. Sure. Okay, great. I mean, I feel like I get it. There should ultimately be just one left that is in contention. So let's see if we can actually write this. All right, so like up here, we're doing this whole thing where we loop through loop through column by column. I guess we still effectively want that. But, right, so we want to do let most common is most common column. Still want that. And then we so I guess, okay, let's start by saying let oxygen contenders equals input. I kind of want to copy it, I guess. I'm going to do something perhaps goofy. I'm going to come back up to here. and wrap that in a function and call it get input, and then say let input equals get input, and then come down, don't care about part 1 anymore. Right, so I think I'll say just get the input again, because then it's a copy, we don't need to worry about anything. Right, and so then we can say then we can reassign that. So we can say let oxygen contenders equals oxygen contenders dot find, I think. No, we want filter, yeah, contender, and we'll say basically keep it if the value in this column is, so we'll say contender I equals most common, right? And so after we've kind of gone all the way from left to right, hopefully there's just one left. Kind of curious to confirm that. Let's take a look. There appear to be none left. Let's see if we got something wrong. So say console log most common in column I is most common. Interesting. So, okay. Let's go back to the small test input for this and see what we get. So most common in column 0 is 1. So 10110. That's actually interesting. So 10110 is actually the right answer. So I see. So we don't need to, we don't need to actually look at the contenders at all. We just need to record those bits. So we can say, and I think the other challenge here is that we didn't necessarily have any logic for if they're equal. So we actually know what to do now. So for most common, when they're, like, we know how to break the tie now. That's defined behavior now. So we'll say here in the most common, I guess else if counts 1 greater than counts 0. I guess this is actually what we want to do regardless. We want to return 1. We want 1 to win the tie. So I don't know how to say that explicitly, even though it's, I think that's how it already was behaving. But anyway, let's just come back to the epiphany we were having a minute ago. So I think we can say let oxygen bits equal, yeah, oxygen bits is this, and we'll just say right, and then down here we'll print out oxygen bits, which should be 10110 dot join, and then parse int 2, which should be, is 22 what we expected? I think we expected 23. Oh, interesting. It's supposed to be 10111, but we're getting 1011. We're getting something else. So maybe this isn't actually the right algorithm. Let's think for a sec. So we've got most common column. For oxygen, we want the most common value. Keep only numbers with that bit in that position. Yeah. Start with all 12 numbers. Consider the first bit of each number. There are more 1 bits than 0. So, great. So here we then reassign that and we filter it to be ones where the contender in that I column is the most common value. Oh, I see. Actually, here we don't want to pass input. We want to pass oxygen contenders. I wonder if that'll give me 23. That gives me 31. Interesting. What the heck? Well, let's try to debug what's happening. Right, so we're getting all ones. That's probably not right. Well, maybe we can look at this. Input.map values. Counts numbers undefined. All right, so here are our counts. Oh, this looks wrong. This is printing only 0517. We shouldn't have filtered out everything. All right, definitely something's just super broken here. And I'm gonna look at the clock, 27 minutes. Oh God, this is gonna be a long video. All right, I mean, I'm definitely confused. So something's going on. Can add a type there. Let's see. I feel like probably I'm doing something wrong here. Oh, I know. I'm such a dum-dum. We need a return here. All right, hold on. What does that do for me? I think that was just like a super goofy error. That gets me to 23. So okay, I was just missing the return, so it was always falsy. So that's fine. Let's just finish this now. Right, so we can say, so that part looks correct. So then we'll just say, basically, oxygen general rating equals this. Right, I mean, I guess this is kind of junk now. And then let's just do it again. Whoa, what did I just do? No, I didn't mean to delete all of that, just that part. All right, so let's just repeat it, and we'll call this CO2 contenders. And we'll say least common. And this should be bits. Definitely too much copying and pasting here. then we will want to do something kind of like this, but it'll be CO2 scrubber rating. And I think that the only thing left to do, well, let's see, so we get 345, which is not right, and I think that we just need to make sure that we have the right tie-breaking logic here, which we probably don't. Right, so if, let's say if counts 0 is greater than counts 1, then we want to return 1, which is less. So we'll say else if counts 1 is greater than counts 0, then we'll return 0, else return 0, something like this. So that gets us 184, which might not be the correct thing. No, it should be 230. Wait, so what is our CO2 scrubber rating coming out as? Console log 8. It should be 10. So what are we doing wrong? It's okay. We'll figure it out. Least common columns. So let's console log least common. All right, so we're getting 01000. Is that right? Most common. Right, so keep only numbers with that bit in that position. Keep values, so, okay. All right, well, let's just look at it one more time. So we've got that, and values for each, we're counting them up. Then, so if there's more zeros than ones, then we want to return 1. If there's more ones than zeros, we want to return 0. And if they're equal, we want to return 0. So let's just look at our counts for part 2. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's weird. It's just an empty object at the end. Right, so we can see in this count there's less zeros, and so it prints 0. This count there's less 2, so it prints 1. Equal, it prints 0. 1, it prints equal, so it... Actually, what's happening here? Something weird is happening here. Right, like the first... Oh my gosh, it'd be nice if this were easier to... If my debugging output made any dang sense. Right, but if we look at the first column, there definitely are fewer... I mean, I guess we can just sort of like do it by hand, right? Like, I don't want to do this by hand. Right, but okay, fine. We know that there are less zeros, so we can get rid of all of those. And, right, and that leaves us with these. So then we look at the next column, it goes, it should be, I guess, 2 1s and 3 zeros, which, is that what we have? Yes, so then we keep the 1s. So, in the second column, right? So we go to the third column, and they're equal, so it should be tie goes to the 0. Ah, okay, so the issue here is that at this point, there's just 1 left. And so I guess at that point, we are supposed to stop, but we kept going, and so maybe that's the issue. Right, so let's think about how to make it I guess we can say if oxygen contenders dot length equal 1, do nothing. Else, like, actually filter it. Like, but like in this case, like, you did it, you know? So let's see what impact that has. All right, so too many consoles. We gotta comment out a few things. All right, but where does that put us? Back to 184, which is also just not right. So maybe we do need those consoles. Yeah, same behavior, it looks like. So what's the problem? Oh. What is the problem? Maybe we need this condition earlier. So like if we, all right, hold on. So let me undo, okay, hold on. Let me undo this. Right, so like maybe just right at the top here, if oxygen contender's length is 1, else, and then here's where we do all this stuff, right? But here, really all we got to do is say oxygen bits, push, what do we want to do? Oxygen contender 0 I, right? There's only one, and so can I see the output? Is it still? Hold on. Oh, wait a sec. Do we have a type error? This whole time we've had a type error. Let's fix our type errors. 14 errors. Oh my god. I wish they were showing up in VS Code. I just assumed I didn't have any. Right. All right. Let's just go bottom to top. Maybe there's a clue hidden in this. But right. So 52. Element explicitly has an any type because expression type 0 cannot be used to index into sure. Really? What about that? Now, probably the same thing over here. Okay. Record number. Sure. Okay, we're good now. Didn't probably make a difference. All right, so what the heck? Let's add our console logs back. Oh, I guess they're here actually. All right, so let's just try running it. And, oh, but I want to do day 3. And I also don't really care about day 1 right now, so I'm just gonna comment that out, or part 1. Right, but this is not correct. Or like weirdly it is correct, but then let's see, so right, so it should, actually maybe it's not correct. So we had counts of 1 and 1, and how did that return a 0? Right, like 1 was the most common, not 0, and 1 is all there was, right? All right, I think I need to undo some stuff. I guess I was also making these changes in the first one, not the second one. So the second one is the one that has this issue. So actually, what the heck was I doing? I don't know. Not sure. So actually, let's try that idea on this second one. All right, so we'll say if CO2 contender's length is 1, else, and we'll do all this other stuff. So, I mean, I'll try the same thing here. Like literally the same thing. So, right, but this will be CO2 bits and CO2 contenders. Yeah. Where does this put me? That puts me with the correct answer. All right, great. So I think now is when I go back to the long input, and I hope this is the right answer. And then I'll clean it up if it is. Yeah, okay, great. So just a little bit of cleanup. Like, this is crazy messy code. Really just sort of like banging stuff out. Let's just double check that the day one still works. Okay, get rid of the console logs that we don't really need anymore. Okay. Oh, right, I gotta still run TS watch if I want the changes to take effect. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I don't remember if that was the right answer for part 1, but presumably. All right. So do I need the... Okay, so I think these are correct, so I'm just gonna plop these to the bottom just for reference. And I'm gonna try changing some stuff. Did I need that? Whoop. Probably did, right? Those are totally different answers. Well, for the second one, it's a different answer, which makes sense. Okay. Anyway, I think I probably did need it, so let's just go ahead and bring that back. Yeah, this is a mess. But at this point, I'm sleepy, so I'm going to go ahead and call this done. And good night. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stop recording.